Oh my gosh, I'm still pretty overexposed. Let me put it down. That's the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Hi. Welcome to another video. Hopefully. Let me just fuck with everything real quick. Okay. So I keep talking about doing an ACOTAR video, and I'm gonna do it today. So this video is going to be me doing my makeup and also reviewing the ACOTAR series. So we're gonna start doing my makeup, I guess. So I haven't done my makeup in quite a while. I was having some sad girl issues, and I just couldn't get myself to sit down and look in the mirror and put my little makeup on. Hold on, I gotta take my ring off. I just didn't. I'm also trying the NYX glue thing. So I just didn't feel like pretty. So I'm going to force myself to do something I used to really love, which was makeup, and talk about books. So yeah. So let's talk about why I wanted to read ACOTAR. Obviously it was really hyped up on like TikTok and Book Talk and stuff, and Book Talk is definitely where I started. Book Talk is definitely where I started getting a lot of recommendations for books and stuff, and I think I don't even remember. I'm in like a Discord group or something, and I just typed in on the buddy reads thing. I was like, hey, I've never read ACOTAR. I'm looking for people to buddy read it with. And I found 2 people to buddy read the entire series with, and it was really funny and really interesting to do with. It was very motivating too, honestly, because I'm not gonna lie, there were parts where I was just like, is this really that good? You know, like, is it as interesting as everyone is actually saying it is? And we'll get to that. We'll get to that part of my feelings. But I decided that ain't no time like the present, and all of our schedules matched up. And I do appreciate the people that I did my reading or did my ACOTAR buddy read with, because they were very understanding about all of us having a life and knowing that it was going to take a minute for us to get through these chunky books. And yeah, so we started our buddy read on Storygraph. And if you don't know what Storygraph is, it's kind of like Fable and Goodreads together. This is also not my shade. I've got this a long time ago, and like I said, it's been a minute since I've done makeup, so probably all this is expired or expiring, whatever, it's fine. Anyway, we're using Storygraph, and there is a buddy read area on Storygraph where you can like update per chapter, but if you're on chapter 3 and someone's only on chapter 1, they won't see your review until they pass that page or percentage in the book. So that's really interesting, and I really liked that aspect of it, so none of us accidentally spoiled it for each other. And I also think that the group of the girly pops that I read it with, we all had very different like reading likes, I guess, because I'm definitely more of a dark romance. I really do like the romantic-y stuff, but I like things that make me cry. I like all that fun goody stuff. Can't tell if I'm super dehydrated or what, but anyway. So, one of them like fiction, the other one likes a whole array, more of like a fantasy sci-fi of it all. And it was really interesting to hear everybody's feedback on it. So after that, after we had started the book, I think all of us were... Well, I guess I can only talk on my experience, but I was just not impressed with ACOTAR, the first book. I did not care. It didn't seem very interesting. It was just... okay. Yeah, I also tabbed all of it. I obviously had enough fun to continue it and tab it, but I don't think I gave any real shits about this until the very end. This is going to be a spoiler video also, by the way. I didn't give a shit about this book until Under the Mountain. The trials in the Under the Mountain had me hooked, but that was only like this much of the book, and I just couldn't care about the rest. I never really, like, I understood the Beauty and Beast of it all, and Tampon in the beginning was an okay guy, but I don't know, I just didn't care about them, and Feyre's just traumatized, like, incredibly traumatized, which, I mean, fair. And she was put in a horrible situation, and her sisters are weird, and weird meaning, like, one of them's a bitch and the other one's just supposed to be this, like, perfect child, which is also interesting, but yeah, it was just, it was okay. And then, like, I remember parts of the first book where she is, like, learning the Fae lore and, like, drinking the fairy wine and dancing and having a good time and all that odd shit, and going to that weird thing where Tamlin gets to beast form, do it with someone or whatever that was. But yeah, like, I remember honestly much more than I thought I was going to remember after this book, but whatever. I overall rated it a 3.75, which isn't horrible. 31% in, I say Feyre is a dummy. Also, my bowels turned watery is killing me. Actually, like, literally that kills me every time. Like, I fucking hate when she says my bowels turn watery. Like, that, like, bitch, I hate that. I hate that so much. Oh, hate it. That, I can't, I couldn't get over that. Like, every time it would come up, I would just be like, I'm no longer interested in reading for the next 20 minutes. Also, I put way too much blush on. Just let me live my life. Okay, 33% in. I said, okay, Lucian totally set her up, but not for her to die, but for Tamlin to save her. He wants them to do it. He wants them to do it. Oh yeah, this was before you learned about, like, the curse and, or whatever, the prophecy or whatever. 40% of the book, 40% into the book, I say, okay, so Tamlin takes her and Lucian on a date, basically, and then gets her alone and half naked to swim in a pool of starlight and still doesn't make a move. Did someone neuter him? And I stand by that. Someone should have neutered him, you know? 45% of this honestly makes me feel about, this is the whole series. Girl, can she please stop drinking the dumb bitch juice? I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, 55% of the way through the book, I say, I like the vibes, it's really cool. Feyre is dumb, but it sounds like a beautiful environment. but the character connections and intimacy is lacking for me. Then 58% of the way through, I say, first off, Reese, 10 out of 10, smash, choke me, I don't care. Second of all, I ate this chapter up. So many questions. Amarantha sounds like a cold-hearted bitch. Which word? I say 72%, and I say Favra owns the dumb bitch Juice Incorporated. Oh, I forgot to show, like, the products I'm using. Do you guys want to know? Did I just get makeup all over my shirt? Maybe. I started off with the NYX face glue thingy, and then I went to do the It CC Nude Glow, which is why I'm so dewy and gooey right now. Ew, brother, ew. Then I'm using Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk Concealer. I don't know how or why I have that. Is there a pimple right there? It is a pimple right there. Anyway, I'm using blush. This blush is the ColourPop Sticks blush. And I put a lot on and it diffused pretty nicely. So that's nice. But yeah, that was my very out there opinions on ACOTAR. The first book. I am just going to say, if someone wants to read this, am I going to tell them not to? No. Am I going to tell, if I'm being honest, I had a good time with the first book. I have told people that the first book in the series is kind of mid. I told them that it doesn't get good until, like, the end of the first book, but if you hold out, it's worth it. It's worth it. I also feel like the more I talk to people about ACOTAR, the less that I feel like this is a surprising opinion to have. Most people I talk to say that the same thing, where the first book is just garbage. On to the next book. I'm also not setting my face that hardcore because I am going to take this off and go to the gym, so I'm not gonna really care about how long this stays on. So yeah, okay, on to book number 2. Let's see what I rated book number 2, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. I just opened to see what I rated it, and I guess I decided not to rate it. But the first comment I made was 4% into A Court of Mist and Fury. And I said, finally, a decent sex scene, but god, Tamlin's a prick. Which is fair. Also, I don't know what any of these tabs mean, but I will say that the Court of Mist and Fury was the least memorable book out of them. I can't tell you what happens in this book at all. I mean, I obviously know because at the end of this book is the end of Under the Mountain, and this is when they're good, and Reese basically steals her and keeps her safe and stuff. So it's good. Like, I get that. I remember that, but I'm like, I don't know. It's okay. I'm not super obsessed with it, I guess. I didn't even rate it. 7% in, I say, he's here. I love him. Also, no duh, she has a panic attack. She ain't no damn princess. She's a street rat BB girl. She needs the darkness, the bad boy pee-pee that Reese has. And I think I need therapy. I need therapy. But 9% of the book, Reese smash. I'ma say it every time until I get a sex scene telling me about his pee-pee. I need help. I need help. Like, this is also why I tell myself that I can't keep doing these buddy reads with strangers, because they're just gonna think I'm absolutely bizarre. Also, don't freaking talk about how gross my teeth are. And you probably weren't even paying attention, but they're not good either. Girl, I need help. 11% into this book, I said, war is coming, Feyre. Well, you know what's not coming? You in my mouth, Reese, goddamn, just kiss already. That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy. And then I'm just talking shit about Tampon. He sucks. He needs therapy. Ugh. If I rated ACOTAR 3.75, I would assume I would probably just do A Court of Mist and Fury, maybe the same thing. And even if I'm thinking back on it, I would say A Court of Mist, Thorn and Roses could be a 3.5, and A Court of Mist and Fury could be a 3.75, just because you get a lot more of the Reese and Dangerous Bat Boys in there. But yeah, like I said, I can't really think about everything. Like, I can't remember everything that happened in that book, so I'm going to just keep that one short, simple, and sweet. Anyway, I'm using KVD. Oh, that was so much. You can't tell. You can't tell on the camera, so it's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Next one on the docket is A Court of Wings and Ruins. I also didn't do one for this either. A review on here for this one either. I do remember a lot of what happened in here because this was like gearing up for the war and the war. So, and like, I'll do my ranking at the end of all the books, like in order of how much I like them and stuff. But I tabbed the absolute out of this one. I did really like this one. I like this one more than the previous two. I loved that you got to learn more about her family. Her sisters were around. I can't remember when the cauldron blessed stuff happens, you know? God, I can't even... Is that in that book? Anyway, in one of these two books, Nesta and Elaine get thrown into the cauldron and get turned into Fae. Because Feyre turns into Fae because she dies and they give her pieces... All of the lords give them pieces of her power and blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, Anyway, so they're dealing with their powers, dealing with getting their powers, and they're feeling this resentful hate this entire time over the king for doing that. And so they're working together with Feyre and the Night Court to fight the war, which nobody really is optimistic they'll be able to fight. And like every 5 minutes it feels like someone's endangering themselves. And then there's like this weird moment in it where Tamlin actually like does a good thing, like does something good for once, which was weird. And he like helps them. Elaine gets kidnapped and a whole thing. I'm not going that deep into this, but just know that this was a really good... I did really like this. It kept me on my toes. I didn't really know what was going on. I was very interested with all the relationships in this book, and it was pretty fun. I will say, like, ACOTAR, I think, was... Like, the first book was, like, wee... Like, I was going down. Then I went up at the end. So I feel like the next, like, A Court of Mist and Fury, I was still riding that high because we read them pretty close together. And I was just like, woo! And it was okay. Nothing crazy. Nothing made me feel... Nothing stuck to me to this point. It's been probably a month or two since I finished the last book. But anyway, this book, though, I do think about, and I do remember pieces, and I remember them vividly, and I liked it. I liked it a lot more. So, yes. I'll probably say that one's a 4-star. If I can do whatever I want. Sidebar. I am currently looking into dyeing my hair darker, much darker. I don't think I'm gonna do black, but I think I'm going to at least go like a very dark brown. I haven't done my eyebrows like this in a long time. I also have a little bit of a unibrow, so we're just gonna not talk about it too much. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Getting your hair done's expensive, so I've been holding off for a little bit because I want to get extensions also, and extensions are definitely expensive. So, but I know it's something I really want, so I'm going to do it eventually. I really need to go get like some brow pomade or something. I usually get my eyebrows like henna browed. One of my besties is a permanent cosmetic artist who also does like henna brow stuff. Just like I just said, you just get henna tattoos over your brows and it works really well, especially for us blonde girlies who like dark eyebrows. We're just gonna not talk about it actually. We're just gonna not talk about it. But remember when I said that this was my first time doing makeup in a very long time. Just keep that in mind. Can only go up from here, right? Yeah, close enough. Okay. Now that I kind of have eyebrows, we can go on to the next one. Court of Frost and Starlight. It was cute. It was cute and it was fast. And I really don't know if I have anything else to say about it. I think that it was a filler. Like that, I don't know what else to say about it. It was a filler. It did what it needed to do. It was cute. It gave like a little more personality to the Bat Boys, which was never a bad thing, I guess. It's never a bad thing. I can't I think that's where the snowball fight comes from, right? Like the snowball fight came out of here. I did also tab this one. I'm sure if I read a quote. The band of exiles are snow forts, and it's just cute. There's literally nothing else to say about it. Other than it wasn't completely necessary, but it wasn't completely unnecessary, I guess. Not even close to being done with my makeup, but I also feel like I'm going to be talking about A Court of Silver Flames the most, so I'm really not surprised at this point. I'm struggling. Where was that thing that I was just using on my eyebrows? I need it back. There it is. Oh, overexposed queen. Hey girl, hey. Can I say anything else? Can I see anything else at all? It would be kind of cool if I would have kept with a theme and did ACOTAR colors for my makeup. But maybe that's something we can implement, because I want to keep doing this. I kind of want to keep making sorry about the squeaking. My chair is a little moody. But I'm thinking about making this a little podcasty, or no, a little get ready with me kind of thing. I think it would be fun. I think it would be nice and interesting, very chill. And I'd feel very productive doing it. if you know me personally and you've read ACOTAR, you are not going to be surprised by me saying that The Court of Silver Flames is my favorite. Nesta, she's my bitch. I love her. I want everything good to happen to her ever. I think she deserves the world. Period. And she's got a lot of trauma that I feel I can empathize with. Maybe not relate to, but empathize. Look at how many. I think actually I tabbed Wings and Ruin more, but this big book, I love her. I love everything about her. Nesta makes me want to pull my hair out and punch her in the face and tell her that she is loved and cared about, and it's okay to be so deep in your pain. The Court of Silver Flames follows Nesta in her journey after the war, and after the war she goes on like this like self-destructive like war path of alcohol and sex, and she's just sleeping around and using any vice that she can to keep her from feeling anything. And I just like resonated with that so much, because there's truth in that. That's how addicts live. That's how anyone who runs from their troubles, that's how they start running, is like anything that'll make them feel anything else in that moment. So I could relate to that. And she was pushing everyone away and being so mean to her family and friends and people that obviously care about her, and she couldn't believe that they cared. She just had to convince herself that everyone hated her and that she was just such a burden and it was better if she wasn't around. Which is obviously not true, and that's not true for any of us, but we as in me and like sure a lot of other people, we had just sometimes get stuck in our own head, and especially if you're dealing with some traumatic ass shit like being drowned and meeting a demonic cauldron and having your humanity stripped away from you, and then being told that you're suddenly a new species that you grew up fearing and hating because of what you've been told about them. Like, yeah, it's super traumatizing. My favorite part about... Ouch. Ow. I hit my arm. My favorite part about the whole book, the whole of The Court of Silver Flames, is she is forced into this training, and it does obviously take her a second to want to, and it's that slow burn, but also like it's not even a slow burn, it's more of like will they, won't they kind of situation, but you kind of know that they are, between her and Cassian. Hands on the headboard, if you know, you know. No, yeah, but having his like devoted patience and loyalty to her was also just chef freaking kiss, dude. Like, I thought that was so sweet to have in. And I think the power of friendship and just self-discipline and physical activity is just so healing. And like, I kind of like see everybody on Book Talk like getting into these like, I guess not really cliques, but kind of cliques where they like find their besties and they go meet each other in real life, and I'm just like, my turn. I want to go. I want to go. I want a friend. I want a friend real bad. I want a friend real bad. And I think it's just, fuck, I love this book. I love this book so much. I like this book a lot. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's so annoying how much I like it. But like I was saying, this was a 5 stars for me. I am a Nesta girly. I love this book. I just love this book. The way that Sarah J Maas also like writes about how she being Nesta, how Nesta is just so broken within herself, and like she knows that she's broken within herself and just still won't do anything about it, or doesn't know how to do anything about it. Relatable, you know? Dude, all I want for Christmas is an upper lip. So if anybody wants to get me an upper lip for Christmas. But yeah, I wouldn't say anyone is even a little bit surprised that I loved that book. And it's just so good. I don't know why people are surprised. This is not the color I expected it to be. It's purple. Oh. Why is it sharp? Oh no, it's not the lipstick. It's my crusty ass fucking lips. I keep fucking this up. I keep fucking up my lips. This is a disaster, but you know, I'm still gonna post it on the internet. I guess to recap, and because I forgot at this point, A Court of Thorns and Roses is okay. It is not my favorite. Like, if I were reading this by myself and everyone wasn't hyping it up, I guarantee you I would not have read the rest. I don't believe that I would have. Maybe, I mean, it might have intrigued me. It would not have been a priority, though, to continue reading if I just read just reading the first book. So we'll say that was probably a 3.25. I'm bringing it lower than what I said earlier. I can do what I want. So 3.25 for ACOTAR at the end of the day. Do I know what I'm talking about half the time? Absolutely not. And I'm just talking to talk at this point. But anyway, ACOTAR, 3.25. A Court of Mist and Fury was next. That was 3.5. The next one is A Court of Wings and Ruin, 3.75, period. I really liked it. Okay, next would be A Court of Frost and Starlight, and that is definitely just going to be a 3.25. It's not super necessary, it's cute, it is what it is. And maybe even a 3, a solid. I have no hard feelings. I have no dramatic thoughts about it, so 3.25 is, or 3 solid. 3. Okay. And then last is my baby. This girl, this is 5 stars. Is it? 4.75, 5 stars. 5 stars is very hard for me because I'm on Lexapro, so having big feelings is kind of hard. But it's 4.75 at the very least. And I liked it, and I think Nesta and I could be besties. I'm angry, she's angry, she would recommend just to get to this book. And also, of course, I'm waiting for a Daddy Azrael book. Like, I hope the next book is Elaine, because I am very interested either way. That either 2 relationships she could be in, I'd be interested either way. About reading what's going on. So, yeah. What was I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna rate them, or I'm gonna rank them. I think you can kind of guess the rank at this point. Starting with number 1 on top is quart of silver flames. Number 1. Oops. Quart of silver flames. And then it would be a quart of wings in ruin. Just number 2. And then it would be a quart of mist and fury. And then it would be ACOTAR. And then it would be this. This is how it would be. Anyway, this video kinda was a disaster with zero structure, and every time I sit down to film, I'm always like, I should write down what I'm gonna say or at least have some talking points. Nope. I also don't know what to say anymore, but thank you for watching, and I hope you weren't scared off by the disaster that is my brain. Let me know what you guys thought of ACOTAR if you actually read it, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. I feel like I have really beady eyes.